welcome to More Adventures. If you're returning to the channel, welcome back. If it's your first time to the channel, well, welcome to the channel. It's going to give you tips, tricks, and honest opinions on all life's adventures, be they big or small. So sit back, relax, and let Zola and I take you on this Dopey Challenge adventure. First stop is the Expo, which during marathon weekend is always going to be the busiest one for the race year. The process is the same for all of the race weekends. You'll have to go to 3 different buildings to get your bibs, shirts, and look at that Disney merchandise. And as always, there's going to be a virtual queue. Even though the marathon weekend is the busiest Rundisney Expo you're going to encounter for the race year, it is very well organized and easy to navigate. And like I said in a previous video, the next building you go to is where you pick up your shirts and anything you may have forgotten for the race. As always, Disney does a great job of setting up an almost festival-like atmosphere at the Expo. Plenty of photo opportunities with banners and things all around the Expo. But remember, be polite to everyone else and take your photo and move on. The Rundisney virtual queue for the Expo was supposed to alleviate the inventory problem for Rundisney merchandise, but has actually done little to alleviate the problem. So unless you're there the first hour, you're not going to find your sizes more than likely. Even though it's a super busy Expo, you got to find time for some of those fun photos.
Hey everybody, More Adventures, got my bibs. The Dopey adventure starts tomorrow.
And just like that, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and now it's time for the 5K. As I've talked about in a previous video, we like to get there about 4 a.m., even though the starting area does open at 3 a.m., and you can get some cool character photos before the race. We've done numerous Rundisney events, and we find an hour is plenty of time to get our pre-race rituals done. And the Rundisney digital event guide has actually started to post when the corral shut down, so you know exactly how much time you have for those pre-race rituals. And that's another aspect of the Dopey Challenge that needs to be taken seriously, the early morning wake-ups. Because for most of us, getting up that early that many days in a row starts to become very challenging. As you can see from this video and my previous videos, these are massive events, but they are very well run by Rundisney. And don't worry, I didn't forget our fun Rundisney costumes. Louise went with Minnie Mouse, and I went with Mr. Incredible. I know in a previous video I talked about that Rundisney family, but this is the first time we actually had a friend from Michigan run the race with us. This is our buddy JT. Everybody say hi. And bam, just like that, we're off on the 5K. The 5K course is all around Epcot and doesn't go to any other parks. But that doesn't mean you're not going to get some cool, fun Rundisney photos. And bam, one race down.
Hey everybody, 5K done. 3 more races to go. I'm along on the adventure.
And as I said in a previous video, no trip to Disney is complete without a stop by Gideons Bakehouse for some cookies, cold brew coffee, and some cake. And since you just went to a bakehouse based upon an occult bookstore, what pairs well with that? How about the Haunted Mansion Christmas tree? And then it's back to our Disney resort for some well-earned R&R. On this trip, we're staying at the Port Orleans Riverside, which is considered a moderate resort by Disney. We've stayed at its sister property, the French Quarter, before, but this is our first time at Riverside because it's a much larger resort. Well, we can tell you that it was perfect for the Rundisney event because the buses ran like clockwork and the grounds were beautiful. And just like that, it's time for the 10K. The 10K course will take you through Epcot, more of those fun Disney roads, and the boardwalk. Fun fact, the old school 10K course used to take you through Hollywood Studios as well. As always, Disney tries to do a really good job with on-course entertainment and photo stops, and the 10K is no exception. But you're not going to hear any of that entertainment on the course near the boardwalk because it is a quiet zone this early in the morning. Of course, there's something very magical about running around the World Showcase at night near empty. And there's plenty of that great on-course entertainment here at the World Showcase. And just like that, the 10K finish line is right there. Louise, as always, got a great finish line photo, and mine wasn't too shabby this time either. And I always take advantage of Disney Medical to ice up those joints. It's the only way to do Dopey safely for me. JT went with Spider-Man, and Louise and I went with Haunted Mansion outfits for the 10K.
Hey everybody, 10K done. 2 more races to go. Follow along on the adventure.
This is supposed to be the morning of the half marathon, but due to some incoming inclement weather, they turned it into a 7.2. You're going to see a bunch of runners trying to get in the 6 miles before the race started because they want to get the full Dopey experience. Since Louise and I have already done 2 Dopeys in the past, we didn't feel the need to do this, but more power to them. Because I said in the past, you run your race and don't worry about what anybody else is doing. For this race, we went with the mascots. Louise was Daisy and I was Donald. As an added fun bonus, the race was 15 minutes early to try to beat that weather.
3, 2, 1, go!
I give Rundisney all the credit in the world for pulling this event off. Even though it was very crowded and wasn't scenic at all, it was much better than the alternative of them canceling the entire event. We were fast enough to actually finish the entire 7.2 before they closed the course down. The inclement weather actually arrived earlier than anticipated, and they had to pull people from the course. Unfortunately, that's a fact of life when you run here in Florida. It doesn't matter what time of the year it is, there can be a thunderstorm that can affect an outdoor event. And just like that, quote-unquote, half marathon is done.
Hey everybody, 3 down, 1 to go. Follow along on the adventure.
Unfortunately, due to the weather, there were no character interactions or photo opportunities available at the end of the race. But of course, you can always find a way to take a fun photo at a Disney race. And now it's time for the main event, the full marathon, what we've all been waiting for. This is the culmination of all that dopey training we've been doing. By the time the marathon rolls around, you're going to be mentally and physically tired from the 4 previous days of running. But Louise and I put in the training, and we're going to trust the fact that we are ready to go.
Maybe in 3, 2, 1, go!
It is remarkable though, Stephanie is doing.
But rest assured, the on-course entertainment for the marathon is like no other. And no matter how many times I do the marathon, running down Main Street, seeing all those people cheering for you is always going to be a magical experience. Even rain can't dampen the magical experience of running down Main Street. And if you've ever been interested in doing a Disney race, I highly encourage you to give it a try.
So this is why it sucks running in Central Florida. You never know what's going to rain.
And the full marathon is the only course that goes past the beautiful tree of life in Animal Kingdom. Did I mention the on-course entertainment? And here's the most scenic part you've all been waiting for, the beautiful Blizzard Beach parking lot. In all seriousness, the last few miles are going to be amazing because the parks are open and everyone's out cheering you on. And I know it sounds crazy because of all the mileage you've already run, but these last few miles may end up being some of your fastest because the crowds will spur you on. But the huge sense of relief and accomplishment when you see Spaceship Earth will be unparalleled after all that mileage. And the drummers will make you smile. And now it's time for the fun to begin because you did it and you should be proud of your accomplishment.
Everybody, Dopey's all finished. We survived. It was a great time.
Now you can relax and enjoy the party and take those fun character photos at the finish line.
Hey everybody, more adventures here. One of the things we like to do is go to Hollywood Studios after doing the Dopey. I know that sounds dopey, but it actually helps out with the muscle soreness and gets you moving. So if you come here, I recommend maybe going to the park or getting some walking in because if lactic acid starts setting in, you're in a lot of trouble.
No, I don't mean run to the park right away. We actually go back to the room and relax by the pool and take showers and naps and get rested up before we go to the park around 5 o'clock or so. Plus, any trip to Disney World isn't complete without riding some of your favorite rides. Rise of the Resistance is one of the best rides here at Disney Hollywood Studios and well worth it. Well, that's it for this Dopey Challenge adventure, but don't worry, there's many more adventures just around the corner. So until next time, don't forget, life's short, have more adventures.